Highlight News, a look at a new anti-bullying law being introduced to the Senate. A story from under those Friday night lights and how one of our own community members in our local BPA chapter is making a difference. Stay tuned.
I'm Allison C. Good afternoon and welcome back to Highlight News at Noon.
And I'm Jared Ailey.
And here are your top highlight stories for today. Bullying or harassing a minor online could become a crime in Texas. Recently, a bill was introduced in the state Senate that inspired by the life and death of a San Antonio teen. In January, David Mallock, 16, took his own life. His family believes it was because of intensive and unrelenting cyberbullying or harassment on social media and online by his peers. Since then, David's older brothers, one who's a Texas A&M student, have been working with legislators to create David's Law. Here's a little of what it would do. More power and responsibility would go to school districts. They would be required to have policies and notify parents of incidents. Furthermore, school officials would be allowed to investigate incidents that happen off campus if they were determined to be affecting school life. Law enforcement would have been increased access to figure out who's saying what online. Cyberbullying of a minor would become a misdemeanor, whether or not it ends as tragedy. Again, this is a bill that has simply been introduced. It must pass the Texas legislature to become law. Though Highlight News notes that so far, we have heard no opposition to its contents.
Tom Landry once said, "Football is to Texas what religion is to a priest." High school football is taken very seriously all over Texas, but especially in Liberty County, Texas. So seriously that one law enforcement official stormed the field during a game in order to protest a call. In Friday's game between Tarkington and Splendora, two opposing players got into a fight. Eyewitnesses said it looked as if a Splendora player was strangling an opponent from Tarkington. The referees penalized Splendora 15 yards for unsportsmanlike conduct. Just before a kickoff, a local constable by the name of L.W. Despain walked up to the refs on the field to protest the call. Despain, who was in uniform and wearing a holstered gun, wanted the Splendora player to be ejected.
Garcia, a Caldwell Elementary first grader, is finally seeing what life is like with two arms thanks to Caldwell Middle School librarian, Mrs. Schmeller, who took the time to build him a prosthetic arm with a 3D printer.
We will now cut to Lainey Pieper, who is reporting from Caldwell Middle School with Ms. Schmeller.
What inspired you to think about a project like this, and how did this inspire others?
Okay, really what happened was I shared with our vice principal or assistant principal, Mr. Fowler, that we had a 3D printer, and he said they had done something like this, made a prosthetic arm in Brenham. What was your other question?
And how did this inspire others?
Really, it was very uplifting for the whole campus. All the students would come by and see how it was progressing.
We will now cut to Jordan Fryer reporting from the Caldwell High School with BPA students for Swamp the School.
I'm here with Martha Hernandez, who is a Caldwell BPA officer. Can you tell us a little bit about Swamp the School?
Yeah, sure. Swamp the School is a service project made by our BPA members. It was around the time that the Louisiana flooding happened, and we decided to collect canned foods and school supplies for them.
How did it turn out?
It turned out great. We collected a lot of supplies, and like I said earlier, we also collected canned foods, and it was an amazing turnout, and we hope to do way much more in the future to collect more supplies.
Great. Thank you so much, and good luck to y'all at regionals. Jared, back to you.
Thank you, Jordan. Great things are always happening here in our schools.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for tuning in to Highlight News, and as always, I'm Allison C.
And I'm Jared Ailey.
And that's all for the highlights today.